The chaos started with a single clip, shaky, grainy, and impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's most polarizing superstar, was spotted side by side with none other than Michael Jordan himself. The footage, taken at Jordan's ultra-exclusive golf sanctuary, Grove 23, sent the entire sports world into meltdown. What began as whispers from a private golf event spiraled into a full-blown media frenzy. Fans couldn't believe it. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who'd already taken the WNBA by storm, was seen training, laughing, and walking the course with a man many consider the greatest basketball player of all time. It wasn't just a meeting, it was a collision of eras. The first few images appeared almost innocently. Caitlin in Nike training gear, Jordan beside her in his signature sneakers. But when Sports Insiders confirmed the location, Jordan's invite-only golf course in Florida, everything changed. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a moment. Grove 23, often called Slaughterhouse 23, because of how mentally grueling it is to compete there, is no ordinary golf course. It's a private kingdom built by Jordan himself. A place where billionaires, athletes, and legends test each other's limits. Members don't just play, they prove themselves. Every guest is handpicked by Jordan. Every visit means something. So when Caitlin Clark's name appeared on that guest list, the message was clear. Michael Jordan saw something in her that demanded attention. Within hours, hashtags like #CCXMJ and #LegacyMeetsLegacy exploded online. Fans began dissecting the footage frame by frame, spotting Jordan's nods of approval in Caitlin's unmistakable step-back form. Sports networks scrambled for confirmation, TMZ verified the footage, and analysts started speculating about what this meeting meant. Was Jordan mentoring her? Was there a business move behind it? Or was this simply a quiet passing of the torch from one generational icon to another? Whatever the truth, the impact was seismic. Those close to the situation say Jordan personally invited Caitlin after watching her rookie season unfold. Her poise under pressure, her competitive fire, and the way she carried herself in the face of relentless criticism. It wasn't just talent that impressed him. It was her mindset. One source described the meeting as a test, a chance for Jordan to see whether Caitlin truly possessed a mental edge that separates greatness from everything else. At Grove 23, that's how Jordan measures people. Not by skill, but by will. Eyewitnesses reported that between rounds, Caitlin and Jordan spent time at the practice range, talking, laughing, and even mimicking shooting techniques. At one point, she demonstrated her iconic step-back jumper, the same one that shattered record at Iowa, and made her a household name. Jordan watched silently, arms crossed, and nodded, the kind of nod every athlete dreams of earning. That single gesture felt like validation, the GOAT acknowledging the future. But the reaction beyond the fairways wasn't as calm. Inside the WNBA's offices, panic broke out. Executives who had spent months carefully managing Caitlin's meteoric rise were blindsided. They had worked to shape her image, the next big thing, but still within the league's control. Now, she was sitting across from a man who had built his empire by breaking every rule in the book. Michael Jordan isn't just a legend, he's a disruptor. And to see Caitlin Clark, the league's most valuable asset, meeting privately with him sent shockwaves to the organization. The fear was simple. If Jordan saw potential in her beyond the WNBA, she could become bigger than the league itself. As if on cue, things escalated further. The leaked footage sparked rumors of a new endorsement deal. Not just another Nike partnership, but something far more powerful. Reports began to surface that Caitlin could become the first active WNBA player personally signed under the Jordan brand. The possibility was unprecedented. For decades, Jordan had reserved his endorsement circle for global icons. Athletes like Derek Jeter, Russell Westbrook, and Luka Doncic. Never a woman. Never anyone from the WNBA. But Caitlin Clark wasn't just anyone. Her rookie year jersey sales shattered records. Her viewership numbers eclipsed men's sports broadcasts, and her cultural reach was unmatched. She had single-handedly changed the economics of women's basketball. Then came the photo that broke the internet. A single Instagram story. Caitlin Clark lacing up a pair of black prototype sneakers with a glowing Jumpman logo and a caption that read, "Work in silence." In less than an hour, the post had millions of views. By the end of the day, the internet was calling her Air Clark. Analysts flooded ESPN and Bleacher Report with theories. Was she getting her own Jordan line? Was this Jordan's way of rebranding women's basketball on his terms? The symbolism was impossible to ignore. The old king extending his hand to the new queen of the game. Behind the scenes, however, the WNBA was in turmoil. Executives held emergency calls, trying to figure out how to control the narrative. Sponsors began reaching out, curious but cautious. Veteran players, some frustrated by the attention Caitlin received, felt overshadowed. One even reportedly said, "It's not the Caitlin Clark League." But for fans, it was something different. It was vindication. After months of criticism, physical targeting, and media backlash, Caitlin was being recognized by the one person whose validation mattered more than any headline, Michael Jordan. Those who know Jordan best say he's selective with his mentorship. He doesn't waste time on potential. He invests in legacy. According to insiders, he spent nearly an hour talking privately with Caitlin inside Grove 23's glass wall clubhouse. The discussion was intense, focused on legacy, leadership, and resilience. Witnesses said Caitlin left the meeting emotional but inspired, her expression calm, her confidence renewed. For a player who had endured so much scrutiny so early in her career, Jordan's words were more than advice. They were armor. Within days, whispers became headlines. A potential collaboration between Caitlin Clark and the Jordan brand was reportedly in development. If true, it would redefine how women athletes are marketed. It wouldn't just be another endorsement deal. It would be a shift in power. A move that signaled Caitlin was no longer just a player under league management. She was a global entity. Her own brand, her own voice, her own future. Then, without a single press conference or flashy commercial, the official Jordan brand Instagram account posted a photo that confirmed what fans had already sensed. A black and white image of Caitlin Clark holding a basketball, the caption reading simply, "Legacy recognizes legacy." No hashtags, no sponsors, just 6 words that broke the internet. It was Jordan's silent stamp of approval, his way of declaring that the torch had been passed. In the days that followed, the ripple effects were monumental. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever games doubled overnight. Jordan brand apparel featuring Caitlin's likeness sold out in hours. Economists even predicted that her collaboration could inject millions into women's basketball, independently of WNBA infrastructure. Suddenly, she wasn't just the face of the league. She was the face of a movement. But while some saw this as a victory for women's sports, others saw a warning. Could one player's stardom shift the balance of an entire league? Inside the locker room, opinions were divided. Some teammates viewed it as a triumph. Proof that female athletes could command the same respect, the same money, and the same global recognition as their male counterparts. Others saw it as a disruption to the fragile ecosystem the league had spent years building. For Caitlin, though, it didn't matter. She stayed silent through the chaos, her focus unwavering, her Instagram bio updated quietly. Built, not bought. It was the kind of message Jordan himself might have written. And perhaps that's the most powerful part of this entire saga. Caitlin Clark's story isn't just about fame or fortune. It's about independence. The courage to define success on her own terms. In one surreal moment, 2 generations of basketball collided. The man who once conquered the game and the woman determined to redefine it. What began as a secret meeting at a private golf club turned into a cultural earthquake, a symbol of evolution, power, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. Whether this partnership evolves into a full Jordan brand line or a mentorship that reshapes the future of women's basketball, one thing is undeniable. Caitlin Clark has entered a new era. And like Jordan before her, she's no longer just playing the game. She's changing it. So what do you think? Is this the beginning of a new dynasty in women's basketball? Can Caitlin Clark's partnership with Jordan redefine the future of the WNBA? Or will it disrupt the system that made her a star? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe in the rise of Air Clark. And don't forget to subscribe. Because if history is repeating itself, the next chapter might just be the most legendary one yet.